development of Migori will need funding. What are your funding options?
We have funding options available already. We can do placings, we can use our seeder. We don't want to use either of those too much. What we want to do, of course, is to be in a position also to sell some of our investment positions. Take Jupiter. At the moment, Jupiter is worth more than the company's share price. That means that every time we issue shares, rather than selling Jupiter, we're diluting shareholders slightly. Why can't we sell Jupiter at the moment? Basically because we are trying to use that Jupiter paper to grow Jupiter. We have $80 million value. We have some terrific assets in Jupiter, but we need to do big deals. And in order to do those deals, we need to convince people that that paper is worth this today. We can't, unfortunately, do that if we, as the biggest shareholder and Pallinghurst partner, are going out, dribbling stock into the market at this price. So we probably have a little wait of 2 or 3 months before we can even think of realizing a bit from Jupiter. But I predict this: the moment we sell any Jupiter shares and unlock some of that discount, even for a small proportion of the holding, people will suddenly see Red Rock in a different light, and they will see that we really are a big discount to our assets, apart from anything else. As soon as we've eliminated our accumulated losses to date of 1.5 million or whatever it is, and have profits there and put in the balance sheet, we can announce a maiden dividend, which is something we really want to do. So I have, with £11 million today, and I think much more in future, in Jupiter alone, and with the prospects for growth of Jupiter that I know about. And of course, I can't tell you anything about all the negotiations and discussions underway, except that I see every prospect of Jupiter being on the way to being a $500 million company by mid-year, and over $1 billion by year-end. We also have Resource Star, where we have great plans for it as soon as this relisting is done. We can't progress any of our negotiations and discussions there until after the relisting, because with the relisting scheduled for mid-February, we don't want to have to put out a new prospectus and delay everything because we've just done something big there. But there's going to be a lot of action on these fronts. These are listed investments, and a listed investment essentially is something which you have the right to sell at any time. And Jupiter is going to become liquid. As it grows, our percentage involvement will be less, and therefore it will become more of an investment and less of a management involvement, which will enable us to sell and enable us to, and give us the credibility to, go back into some of these markets and maybe pick up other iron ore and manganese assets and take them a bit further next time. So yeah, strategically, we're not a bit bothered. Short term, it's always frustrating. Never things happen as quickly as you like.
A lot of viewers will have a keen interest in gold and the gold sector. Do you have any views with regard to the gold price and where it's going?
Well, I'm not going to be any more intelligent than anyone else looking at gold. I don't have any advantage there, except having followed gold for quite a few years. I can remember the time when South Africa was producing over 900 tons a year. They're now down to a little over 200. And that decline in the biggest gold producer over the last 20 years has been the principally significant development, because it's been very difficult for the rest of the world to try to keep up with that secular decline. So now you have the biggest producer by about 30% plus being China, and the US is a little bit stagnant, declining. South Africa is still a little bit stagnant or declining, and Australia perhaps small increases, and then Indonesia recovered a bit. But when you look at the gold production situation, it's still quite constrained. Central bank gold sales have been in the market for a long time, but when people were looking at that, they were just looking at the established countries that already had gold reserves. They didn't take account of all the emerging countries that might have an appetite for gold, particularly if the alternative is holding US government stock. And I think that, and then when you look at all the other factors, gold for investments, jewelry, scrap, and so on, they net out in a way because they relate to consumer demand. And all you have to look there is which countries in the world have the greatest propensity to wear gold, hold gold, use gold. Are those countries getting richer or poorer? And the answer is they're all getting considerably richer. Take India as an example. So when I look overall at the gold situation, I can't see any reason for expecting a decline in gold. I look these days at a lot of companies that are producing gold, and I see how their costs have increased, and that if gold came back 20 or 30%, I think there would be a fairly substantial decline in the amount of gold that could easily be economically be produced. So on balance, I think the downside is fairly limited in gold, and there is still a considerable upside. And in an unstable world where we can't forecast the future, you can think of at least 2 or 3 scenarios where the desire to hold gold might increase a lot, and it's a great store of value. It's a safety net. So I'm on balance, I'm a gold bull.
Mining Maven have done a value proposition on Red Rock Resources, as you know. But as far as share price is concerned, where do you think the share price should be?
Well, clearly it's a discount to our asset value, and Edison, who've done research, think we're potentially sort of an 80% or something discount. We in the office here get very frustrated because everybody here has options, and of course we'd like to see a much higher share price. Do I think it will be higher? Yes, I do. Can I say where it should be? I think that we'd feel our target always is to see the share price in double figures. Below 10p is not what we want. In order to give a good return to all the shareholders we've invested so far, we want to see that price over 10p, and we'll do whatever we can to get it there.
Thank you, Andrew, for talking to us today, and we'll be following your progress at Migori at Mining Maven very closely. That was Andrew Bell of Red Rock Resources.